Baba. Welcome back from the ad break, my seconders. You're still tuned into Where is the Beef? We are from Cape to Cairo, Hong Kong, to China, Pitoresville, wherever it is. We give you nothing but substance in abundance. On the come up this week, someone to look out for. It's my boy Tweezy. Look out. Whole world be checking you, son.
I'm lighting up the city like the flame. We about to get lit. Woo! Whole club get lit.
Well, Tweezy doesn't really represent much. It just represents me as a brand. You know, I got the name from a friend of mine. I was actually N20 in high school, and then from N20 it turned to N-Tweezy, then the N fell off, and then it was just Tweezy. I'm from Soweto, Ejablani. You know, I lived there since I was in grade 2. I was about 8 or 6. But I was born in Durbs. So after the passing of my parents, I came to Ejozi to stay with my gran, and then I've been living there ever since. I started making beats in 2008. Softwa Cohen was introduced to me by a friend as a game. You know, it just came through to me. It was like, yo, let's win a game, your computer, by busy FL Studio. You know, so I game. Eventually I learned that it was music making software. And then as time went by, I developed like a passion and a desire to learn more about this software icon. And then, years down the line, I'm this producer guy. Well, the passion for the music overall was born from a young age. I mean, Mpumekasi, where most of the stars came from, Abo Zola, Abo Mandoza and them. So we grew up looking up to those people. So rap, obviously, looking up to those people, Velebesi here and there as a hobby. So when this software, Yogenzama Beats, was introduced to me, also the raps kind of developed because I met a friend called Elliston, and he was the rapper, Esontueni. I was like the producer guy. So just us two, we formed this rapper-producer duo. And then we eventually met my other friends, Buto, Shakes, and EJ, that we formed Ghetto Prophecy with. And then from there, our raps, and we just got inspired to make music. That's when I got encouraged to start being a rapper. And I just became a rapper-producer guy. The most distinctive thing about a Tweezy production is that in some miraculous way, number one, is that I find a way to make it sound local. So no matter how international I may tap into the sound, there's always like a local essence within the sound. So maybe there'll be a reference in the bass line or the synthesizers or something, but even in the groove, there's just this groove, you local, yabo. And then another standout in my production is my versatility. You know, I never put myself in a specific box. I always try to break out of it. So one time uzongithola ngishaye trap level that's commercial. Sometimes you'll find me boom bapping it out. Sometimes nginokushaya nje kwaito R&B. You know, I always try to come up with ways to find originality in my production, whether it's via a technique or just via sonically nje. I mean, growing up, I used to look up to Western influences like Abo Kanye West, Abo Pharrell Williams. And then the more I started learning in production, I started tapping into the local side. So I studied people like Abo Mbongeni Ngema, Lebu M. You know, when I found out Skuti, they were the people who produced on The Lion King and all these great productions, you know. So I tried to study them even more. Chico Twala is actually a big influence of mine because I feel like he made this sound that just Mauzwanje Chico Twala record you can tell it's from South Africa, you know, without even digging too far. So because he possesses such a distinctive character with his music, I just felt like if I study him more, I can tap into the South African sound even more. Well, the biggest difference between a beatmaker and a producer is that a beatmaker is just a composer, you know. He's the guy that just comes up with the melodies, makes the beats, the music and the background stuff. The producer is basically like the director of the song. He's the one who will tell you, it's okay, this beat needs a Pro Kid, for instance. When we get the Pro Kid must deliver in a low tone instead of a high tone. He mustn't rap too much. He must keep the delivery simple. We must add a singer, you know. He's just basically the Steven Spielberg of the song, you know. So that's like the most distinctive difference between a beatmaker and a producer. I mean, as a producer, I feel like, especially when you've kind of touched the ceiling with working with a whole lot of greats in the industry, the next step is to just work with upcoming talent and discover some new talents, especially because in the industry we've got like such a small circle. You know, we keep seeing the same faces a whole lot of times in the industry. So I feel like we have a platform to discover some new artists and some new talent. So that's one of my focuses as a producer this season. I've got 2 beat tapes out actually on the internet where new talents can rap on it and they can submit on my email, so that if they're talented enough and I believe in them, then we can start working together and finding means of pushing this new talent into the industry. Well, in 2016, my focal focus is that I execute to put myself forward as a brand, you know. I feel like people know what a Tweezy is and people can recognize the work that a Tweezy has done, but people don't know who Tweezy is, you know. So I'm trying to put a face to the Tweezy brand. I'm trying to get more people to recognize who Tweezy is rather than what Tweezy is, you know. With that said, I'm also coming out as an artist. I'm going to be working on a beat tape, my last beat tape. I've got a Tweezy Present series project that I'm trying to work on. I've got a whole lot of ideas and a whole lot of ambitions, you know, so my focus is just to make all of them come into a reality, and hopefully I can get Best Newcomer, Best Producer of the Year again, and yeah, anything else that I can get my hands on, basically. Yeah. Pardon?
You only come new once.
Yeah, you're the new kid on the block once. Yeah, but you know, it's up to you to stay consistent, and it's up to you to stay as relevant as the newcomer, because I feel like the test is there's always someone new and there's always someone who has something better. How you can adapt and challenge yourself into staying relevant amongst all that hype and competition is what makes you great in the industry.